Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about the hymen, virginity, and can you use a menstrual cup when you are a virgin, and will it essentially break your virginity? Now, I get this question a lot, and a lot of women and girls are scared that essentially a menstrual cup will break their virginity or break their hymen. Now, the first thing to understand what virginity is and what a hymen is to actually go back to science and biology and say, what is a hymen? Now, a hymen is a membrane that covers the opening of the vaginal canal, and the other term for this is a vaginal corona. And what this looks like, a usual hymen, it looks like a donut-shaped membrane. Now, this means that there's a membrane that looks like on the outer side of the vagina, there's a thick membrane, and then essentially there's still a hole in the middle. There are different types of hymens. Some women have perforated hymens, some people tear their hymens very early in life, but essentially what we need to realize is that a hymen is a membrane, and it's not like a piece of glass. You can't just break it. So what usually happens is that you can either stretch your hymen or tear your hymen. Now, what is associated with virginity and a hymen is that normally virginity is a misconception with just simply tearing your hymen or stretching your hymen. But virginity means that you have not had sexual intercourse. And as soon as you have had sexual intercourse, then your virginity has essentially been broken. But if there's been any tearing of the hymen, rest assured you are still a virgin. But let's explain how a menstrual cup basically works and how it does not compromise the hymen in any way. So now, if this is the hymen, and as well as inside the vagina, what we need to realize that as soon as you have penetrative sex, the penis would be obviously very hard during that time, and it would thrust through the vaginal opening, stretching and tearing that vaginal canal because it would be with force. And when you are inserting a menstrual cup, it's very different, because if that is the opening of the vaginal canal and the hymen, and you are simply doing a fold like the punch down fold, which is the easiest fold to do and highly recommended if you still have your hymen intact, because it's not forceful and it's very considerate of the hymen being in place. There's the hymen, here's the cup, and you are simply going through the hymen, and it pops up open on the other side. The hymen still remains intact, because remember, when it's being inserted, it is only that size. It is simply the same size as you would insert a tampon. So rest assured, when you are inserting simply the menstrual cup, you are going through the vaginal canal, but the hymen is simply still intact. So this is basically the answer to your question. Yes, you can use a menstrual cup if you're still a virgin, and no, it will not break the hymen and it will not compromise your virginity. But also keep in mind, your hymen may be stretched or be torn over time through very invasive sports like gymnastics, horse riding, something that would be high impact on your body and would use a lot of stretching movement. So rest assured, if your hymen does get torn in any certain way, you are still a virgin. And we need to quickly delink the association with virginity and hymen, which we normally see together. We need to delink those two, because virginity is associated with penetrative sex and hymen is simply a membrane covering the opening of the vaginal canal. Thanks. Please subscribe below and tune in for our next video.